Up, guys? In this video, we're going to go over the fundamentals of referrals, a more natural approach. So here's the big issue with traditional referral approaches and what I've seen go wrong. Things like, can you refer me to three other people? It just feels like pressure based. It doesn't feel like natural. Like, oh, okay. Tell me two people who would be interested in this program. It's focused on the program and focused on you, right? It's like salesy. Another common problem I see, I know some people do this, but I don't think the success rate's good and I don't like it and I wouldn't like it as a prospect, which is asking immediately after a close for a referral. For me, that would feel like shit if I was brand new to the relationship and it was my first time transacting with someone, and immediately after transacting, they asked me for a referral. I'd be like, dude, you haven't delivered yet. Like, I already took a leap of faith. Like, let me get a result first, right? That feels like shit. It basically feels like you're just asking me for more money right after I just gave you, 5, 10, 15 grand for a coaching program. Third thing is just making it about your needs instead of seeing if other people they know struggle with the same type of problems that you actually solve. And so here's why it backfires in that kind of older, pushy approach with referrals is the timing's off, the framing is off. So people resist. And when they feel that they're being like worked for referrals, it's going to create that awkwardness, right? And it just doesn't feel good, like literally in your body. Like, I've tried to ask for those and I feel like I always felt forced. And I was like, this can't be it. Like, everyone talks about how great referrals are. And it's because it wasn't it. It was not the way to do it. There is the timing, but good referrals should feel organic because the value delivered has enough trust and equity essentially built into the relationship. Like, I want you guys to think of referrals as like a bank account. And when you go and you actually deliver for your clients and you over deliver and you give value, you're putting equity, just like in a mortgage, you're putting equity into it. And you can't pull equity out if you haven't put equity in, right? So here's the alternative, right? What I would call the social introduction framework. So we want to reframe the perspective. We want to reframe the conversation. So instead of who can you refer me to, there's a couple ways we can do it. Who else do you know that might benefit from going to XYZ? So let's say you sold dating coaching. Who else do you know that might benefit from coming to one of these boot camps and actually getting in-person support? Let's say you sell sales training. Who else do you know that might benefit from like objection handling training? So that way they don't lose deals. That's one way. Or you can go an even more social approach. Like, just curious, who else in your network do you feel like would be a good connection for me to tap into? That way I could give them free resources or make intros. Like, who else are you kind of like running with these days? So just make it natural to figure out who are they involved with? What kind of people are they connected with? What kind of groups are they connected with? Now, a couple of key principles to make this as natural as possible. One is building yes momentum. If I'm going to ask for a referral, let me edit this piece really quick. I'm going to get confirmation. They like what we do and they feel it's helpful, right? So sometimes the best time to do it, we'll talk about timing more, but I always want to get confirmation like, hey, do you feel like the program that we have has been helpful for you? Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that it's been helpful. How has it helped you the most? So I get them to explain to me how it's helped them and what they're learning and what they like about it. That way, when I transfer to, with that in mind, I guess just curious, who else do you know? We have some yes momentum going, right? And principle number 2, make it about them, not you. So put the focus on the people in their network, right? Position yourself as a valuable resource and an advisor and a good tool to have in those people's corner, right? Like, I have people in my network that I refer out because I know if I refer that person out to someone in my network, they're genuinely going to benefit. And that's because I've benefited from it, right? So you want to frame it as basically as being a valuable connector, right? So when you have a good network and you have things to offer, and you can help people besides just closing them, then it's going to be very natural. Now, timing is everything. Anytime you get a good win, anytime you got a screenshot or after a good coaching session, if you're at an emotional high, that is a great time to actually be like, hey, I'm so glad that you did this. Like, I guess I'm curious, who else do you know that might actually benefit from dialing in their dating or dialing in their sales or whatever it is that we're selling, right? Like, that's a great time to reach out to people. And a common mistake is people being very vague. Who else do you know that I could connect with is just too vague, where we want to be very specific about what is the problem that you solve and making sure that the way that you communicate it makes it easy for the client to refer you. Because if you just say, who else do you know that you can introduce me to, it's too open-ended. Another quick tip is I see people saying like, do you know somebody? Just say, who else do you know, or who do you know? Because the do you know is the human mind is lazy. And if you say, do you know, they're just going to say, no, let me think about it. So we just want to bypass that and say, who do you know? That way their brain actually tries to think about it. Maybe they don't, but at least give them a chance. Let's talk about reciprocity. The best way that I see referrals happen is by being a giver, right? And so leading with, how can I give value first? Who can I introduce them to? What resources can I give them? What trainings can I send them? Like essentially just being massively valuable on the front end before asking for intros. And the practice of making relevant intros first and helping people with like three-way intros and connections makes it really natural later to then actually have them reciprocate. So we just want to position these so that it's super natural, right? Overall, people want to be helpful connectors, but only when it feels natural and like not forced. And this is a transference of trust. So make sure that, basically they're lending reputation. So make sure that we are doing this as ethically and as just smooth as possible. Now, before, we get into like implementation here, like I said, deliver exceptional value, build trust, use curiosity, don't be like pushy or anything, and thank people when they introduce you, right? And usually I don't say like, hey, I'm going to pay you for the referral. However, I do send kickbacks when I get referrals, but I send it as a thank you, not as the reason for them to send me the referral. Because if you say, hey, I'll pay you if you give me a referral, it sounds weird. It just doesn't work well, right? So key takeaway, best referrals are going to happen when people feel stoked to introduce you to their network because they know that you're actually going to help them. So focus on being worth referring to rather than having a perfect referral ask. It is way more about who you're being and then the timing than it is about having a perfect script. That is for sure. All right. I hope you guys found this one valuable, and we'll see you on the other videos and the trainings. Peace.
I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Belfort, stacking penny stocks.